It's going to get really cold now, below zero, and this is like the 4th of February, so we're in the middle of winter. Colonies are small, the honey reserves are getting low, and I'm not a gambler, and I don't play around with my beekeeping. I'm doing this to create a business that I can give to my children. So I take this very seriously. If you want to gamble with your colonies and leave them out in the cold, fine, that's your choice. But I'm not a gambler. I'm not going to play the odds. I brought them all in. It took me about 4 hours to do this. And probably what I'll do is, they won't need a heater, I'm sure. What I'll do, if they get too warm, I want to keep them around 35, 40 degrees. I'll just crack this door here. So everything I had in the shed the last couple days, I moved and put in my garage. And when I get several hundred colonies, probably what I'll do is my garage will be insulated, and I'll put them on trailers, and I can back in trailers loaded with hives. So this is completely full of hive bodies, bottom covers and covers. I got all kinds of stuff. And look at all the frame ends I've got. Boxes and boxes of frame ends. So I don't play around with beekeeping. This is serious for me. And I want to mention one thing. If you have purchased a battery lately, they're like $150 average. And they're telling us now batteries should be replaced every 3 to 5 years. I remember back in 2000, this Kubota here was manufactured 2006, so the battery lasted for 14 years. And I had a battery in my Ranger, a diehard, was in there for probably 15 years or more. This one right here, it finally gave out. Well, I took it out a year ago just to make sure my wife could get home. So it's just a bunch of crap. The manufacturers have not been building quality into anything. They want you to keep buying stuff over and over again. I'm getting sick of being ripped off by the rich people. What I do now, I just buy one battery and I take it out and I put in whatever I'm using. I'm not paying $150 for every single thing I own. It's like this right here is the only battery right here in the garage that works. That truck doesn't have a battery. This truck doesn't have a battery. And that car doesn't have a battery. And I'm not paying the rich people $150 for each one of those vehicles to have a battery. I'll just put a battery in things I'm using, and when I'm not using, I'll pull the battery out. So screw them. Yesterday was in the 30s and sunny, and I wasn't here in the afternoon, but I'm thinking most of the bees did a cleansing flight, so, which is really good ahead of this cold weather. I wasn't here to see it, but I checked this morning and I see a lot of bee poop in the snow here. I had all of these colonies in that room out. See? Can you see that? So I know what they did even though I wasn't here. And yesterday evening I got home and I brought them all back inside. Oh, and this right here, I know how heavy the hives were when I moved them. And this one right here I was worried about. So what are you guys doing if you find a hive and it's very light and you know it doesn't have any honey? My experience is you put sugar in there, and that will not keep them alive. They have to have honey. The sugar's there to supplement them from eating all the honey. When the honey runs out, my experience has been they die. So I'm going to bring this in. I don't know what you guys are doing, but I'm going to bring it in tomorrow. I'm going to bring it in here. I'm going to open it up. I've got some frames, medium frames of honey. And these three here I noticed yesterday evening when I moved them around, these were light. So I'm going to expand this year again. They'll be doubling easily. And maybe by the end of the year, 150 or more colonies. And next year, 200 or more. If I can just keep building stuff. That's the only thing. Time-consuming building hives. I don't want to spend money buying stuff, so I build it to save money. Okay? Thank you.